Hello, and welcome to the 11th episode of Chain World. Chain World is a series that we've been doing in which we play Dungeon World with awesome players, and we bring in awesome guests. And the guests come in one session they play, and then the next session they take over running the game. So the idea is that you will see a lot of different ways to play Dungeon World, you'll see a lot of different things you can do with the game, a lot of different styles of play, and you'll just get a really nice image of how fun this game is to play. So just to call this out in advance, this event is an Indie Plus event, and it is in accordance with the Indie Plus community standards. If you'd like to see what those are, please go to indieplus.org. And this event will be rated R for content thereabouts. We are heavily inspired by the comic book Rat Queens, if you are familiar with that, and if you're not familiar with that, get familiar with that. But we will curse, we will have blood, we will have violence, we will have mayhem. We had an orgy. I am at the point where I'm not sure I can promise that ever happening again, but it was wonderful while it lasted. So, with all that said, I am Brendan Conway, and I will be running the game tonight. And so for tonight, I have chosen that my title is the King of All Magic, and so I would appreciate being referred to by that title whenever possible. And that's not going to happen, but a guy can dream. Okay, so with that said, Andrea, would you like to introduce yourself and who you are playing?
Yeah, I'm Andrea, first of all. I'm playing Etheldrina de Graves, who was a paladin up till last session. She is now a disciple, which is like a crazy Frankenstein of classes Brendan threw together for me. And I don't really know how that's going to turn out, but hoping my luck improves.
And just to actually call this out as an interesting thing, because we can always put in the link to this as well, Graves' class is now built using the class warfare rules in the book provided by John Stone Metzger. So this is another one of those cool, nifty, you can do a lot of Dungeon World kind of things. Jen.
I'm Jen. I also hope that Graves rolls better this time. I really do, because you have some good rolls coming to you. I'm playing Andromeda the Star Mage, who is the crazy alien who might have unleashed an eldritch horror upon her enemies last game. But it's fine, because we got out of the building before it collapsed.
I like that you say might have, as if there's any doubt.
There's always a doubt.
Sure there is.
It's not a very big one.
On
that note,
yeah.
I'm Misha. I'm playing Aliana the Bard. My job is to be this world's Spider-Man. So in the midst of the action, I'm actually trying to make these people look good and document and glorify them in song and verse.
How's that going?
I've written a few filks. They're really, really, really bad. I think they've been posted, so if you really want to go and look for them, you can.
They're being sung in taverns throughout the city.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Sarah.
I'm Sarah. I play Shashina, our resident barbarian, who is currently embarked on a quest to rule all that she surveys and to collect as many concubines of both genders that she can handle, and she can handle many. She has a baby named Treasure, and let's see.
You need spider-kobold, I will point out.
No sticky.
She still loves her, and am not currently married, as my gnome suitors, I believe, are all dead. I think. I can't. I lost
basically, it's a warning, right? Like, Shashina's last fiancés all died, all of them.
Oh, I have a follower
who
just got her throat slit, but I think she's still alive. Crow.
Hanging on.
Warning, she eats kneecaps.
I wasn't going to eat them, I just cut them out.
All right.
Because that's so much better.
It is. You can't actually eat kneecaps. They're like,
pretty tough and gristly.
Yeah. I'm glad someone
Well, if you
understands
boil them
this.
down, you can get gelatin.
King all magic.
No,
The
we're starting.
bands we move forward
Right.
with me. And so with us today as a guest player, we have Curt Jackson. So Curt, thank you very much for being here. Who are you playing?
Yeah, thank you very much. I am Curt, and if Brennan is the king of all magic, then I must be the prince of all magic, because I am a fucking wizard.
Oh my god, it's the top
I'm
half.
Vincente Graves, the Graves. Though my sister Ethel may not remember me talking this way, but since joining the school of the Necronomica, I have learned to speak proper wizard.
Oh, you're gonna fit in so well. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, all right. So on that note, actually, let's get into it. Tell us a little bit more about Vicente, or Vicente or Vicente, which do you prefer?
Vicente.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure I know it's for.
I left the city or wherever it was my sister was many years ago because I was the weird child. I would talk to things that no one else could see, but I could see, and things would move when no one would move them. But I knew what was going on. So then one day, I met the Obsidian Brothers, and then I joined the school of the Necronomica. And some might say, I am evil.
Are you among that number? Would you say that you are evil? Oh no!
He is
no.
dropped! Oh, like, he froze. Oh, crap.
The magic, it has betrayed us.
This is really suspenseful.
Exactly. It's proof he's evil. Because, man, like, cliffhanger, what was that?
Chain World.
Chain World strikes again.
Oh, if I did not get clearly heard, I am evil. I am typically known for my haunting eyes and my rather debonair hair that I take very good care of. And I also have a magic hat.
Is it a top hat?
It is a top hat, yes.
Oh, that's excellent. All right. Now, you were trained in the school of the Necronomica with the Obsidian Brothers. Is that somewhere not in the city? You know, most of our stuff takes place in the city.
It is a very much undisclosed location. But secretly, it is in the city. It is above the merchant known as Lock, Stock, and Smoking Barrels. They've been closed for a while, but we live there.
Oh, that's excellent. So everybody's like, they must have the secret mountain tower.
Yeah, it's an old warehouse.
That's excellent. Some dude's basement.
Yes, pretty much, yes. You know, we all live in someone's basement. That's what we do. I mean,
Oh, that's amazing. Have you graduated yet?
no, it is interesting you should say so. I have to fulfill one more quest, as it were. Apparently, there was a crack in reality created by the gnomes. I don't know quite how it all worked, but the crack got filled when, just in time, our lovely overlord, the Baron de Darkness, was just about to come through. And now we need to reopen that rift, as it were.
Mm.
And we need, apparently, the eyes. This is what it says in the book. I might be misinterpreting. It says in the book the eyes of a being not of this plane, perhaps? An alien? Eyes of an alien?
Oh, my goodness. This is going to go over well.
That is what it says in the book. I just read.
But yeah, just following the instructions, right?
Yes.
Looking for illegal immigrants.
The fine print.
That's amazing. Okay, so you are in the city then. How old are you?
I am 32, give or take 25 years.
Got it. So, give or take 25 years. I mean,
trucking with dark arts, it ages a person. You know, it makes you feel.
Yeah. So to be clear, Graves versus Brother Graves, who I'm not going to call Brother Graves. Graves versus Vicente. Which one of you is the older sibling? Which one of you is the younger sibling?
It's totally got to be him. He's older.
He's the older.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, so he's the older one. You're the younger one. And so, I mean, have you known, Graves, that your brother was in the city? I mean, I know it's a whole big secret, but come on, did you know? Come on.
I probably knew he was there. I probably don't know what he's up to because Graves is pretty dumb. So he could have been like, yeah, I'm just out here, like, buying fish. And she would have been like, oh, okay.
Yeah, fish you buy.
This is a mackerel. It is not an arm or leg. No, it is a mackerel.
I promise. The blood or its fish juices.
Nice. I'm covered in fish blood. It's very busy.
So she probably doesn't know the extent of what he's been up to.
Got it. Okay. So you think he's in Fishmonger Academy. Excellent. All right. So the final part of this is that to some extent or another, you will all have run into Vicente, right? Like, to some extent, you've encountered him. You're all known to each other. So let's do the bonds. And Vicente, you're going to fill in a bond for each member of the Scourge, and the Scourge each will get to fill in a bond for Vicente. So I will go ahead and start with the easy one. Vicente, what is your bond with Graves?
She is my apparently younger sister. Of course, I might look younger because I'm very debonair. My hair is beautiful. But my goal, and it has already begun, I find this very intriguing, is to turn her away from this. And I nearly vomit every time I say the word Basilis, whatever. He's god of the sun. No.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. So, and that's just you looking out for your little sister, right? Just making sure she's not.
Of course.
Right. This is perfectly noble. And Graves, what is your bond for Vicente?
So he's obviously my older brother. I didn't even type that right. I'm so distracted. Older brother. And the top hat kind of leads me to believe that he's at least led Graves to believe that he's actually doing really okay for himself.
Of course.
So she probably looks up to that a little bit because, I mean, you know, she's dirt poor because Paladin.
So your bond is you look up to him?
Yep.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right, we're off to a good start. Okay, Vicente, you want to do your next bond?
Yes. So someone will play an important role in the events to come. I have foreseen it, and that, of course, is Andromeda.
Now, you say you've foreseen it. Does that mean that
foreseen it with his eyes?
I have been known to communicate with forces beyond the veil, and they tell me what is the future and what it may hold. And I have seen that though she carries on without eyes and being able to see, she opens the gate to allow the Baron of Darkness to arrive.
That's after you pluck out my eyeballs?
Well, yes, of course. I pluck the eyeballs.
Just want to make sure I got that.
Clearly.
Step 1, there is a recipe. Step 1, pluck eyeballs. Step 2, mix. Step 3. Step 4, profit.
All right, Andromeda, what is your bond then with
sure. Yeah, what is my bond with Vicente? What is my bond with Vicente? I feel like, I don't know. I'm terrible at making up bonds.
Well,
what do I know about you, Vicente, who has now left?
I would like to think that I am I can't remember the name of the bar now. Something Moravian Stallion? Was that the name of the bar?
Moravian? Something like that?
Totally.
Yeah, sure.
So,
you have a lot of bars.
That's what it is now.
The main bar where the elven bard performed.
Aliana.
Aliana.
Yes.
I would like to think that I am the opening act, and then possibly the worst magician you have ever seen. Terrible. And the creepiest, for sure.
Sorry, what?
The creepiest. Like I typically do my act just looking at you the whole time. Watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
I'm not even going to take it off my head first.
So my first meaning was I was going to be like, oh, well, obviously Andromeda's creeped out by this guy. But no. He's the opening magic actor, and he stares at her the whole time. Like, she's totally intrigued by him and, like, wants to see more of this magic.
Oh, you will. Oh, yes.
Wants to see more magic. Excellent. All right, your next bond, Vicente.
So then, someone is keeping an important secret from me, and that, of course, is Aliana. Aliana, with all of her massive knowledge of poetry and songs, knows the correct pronunciation of the Baron of Darkness.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Yes.
And I'm gonna have to go with Vincente is often the butt of my jokes. Because you are the worst magician ever, and I can't help it.
Oh, that's excellent.
You back me up a sad trombone.
Oh God, are we really gonna fight over this?
That's excellent. I can just imagine that too, right? Like when Aliana gets up to perform and she's telling the jokes and Andromeda's making angry faces from the audience. Oh, it's perfect. Excellent. All right, and your last bond, Vicente, with Shashina.
Shashina is woefully misinformed about the world. I will teach her all that I can. She thinks that she will be the queen and rule the world. I will teach her that she will be the empress.
Ooh,
Okay.
Oh God, shit. She's really like that.
Yeah, I am.
Not only those on the world, but all worlds.
Ooh.
The new death. The new destroyer of worlds.
Oh, God.
I have a new nickname. Yes.
The new death, the new destroyer of worlds.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Now I have to rethink my bond because now I'm kind of thinking Shashina might like you. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like flirting to me.
I will make Vincent say my next concubine.
Let's see. I'm not sure what word I want to use here. Vicente is puny and foolish, but he has great potential as not quite bed slave, but something like that.
Paramore?
That's a little higher than I was thinking.
Oh, what's it called?
I can move things with the power of my mind.
I do need a court magician.
Oh, I'm perfect.
Yes. As court magician / something to be determined. Yeah. I think I might still be exploring exactly where this should go.
Right.
That's fine.
But he should fill a role in your court.
Yeah.
Clearly. He should fill the role.
As a submissive court magician. I think we've got that.
Excellent.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So we have our initial
It's the
bond.
worst that could happen.
Did
Do you like all your body parts?
My fiance?
All right. We have our initial bond set up, and the only other thing to do would be quick recap of where we are, what's going on, and Andromeda, you have that prophecy move, right?
Yeah, so you can tell me something horrible that's going to happen.
How does that guy work?
Hang on a second. Prophecy will tell me about a grim portent that will come to pass unless I do something about it. But the prophecy is vague. I get to choose 2 things that it actually tells me from a list of the name of someone involved in the event to come. I get a clear mental picture of the event's location. I get an idea of what action will trigger the event or a vision of the event's aftermath.
Okay, so what 2 things do you want to choose?
I like how you don't even ask me if I want to use this move. I'm just gonna have a grim portent.
If you don't want to use it, that's perfectly fine. I think we're not too far after last session, but I imagine that at least at some point in between, you would have had a chance to basically sleep under the sky and gaze at the stars, if you want.
I'm just giving you shit, Brendan. Yes, I will pick 2 things.
Actually, I have a question.
I prefer King of all magic. Yes. What's the question?
Oh, King of all magic. What's
The
our...
Emmy award-winning.
That's a question.
For the King of all magic.
What's the healed hit point situation that
Yes,
we're
because
looking at?
you were pretty bad off, right?
Yeah,
What hit point?
So what I was envisioning was that, like I said, we're not too far after where last we left it. You've had enough time to essentially make camp. When you make camp, I believe that you get to heal half of your maximum hit points. Now, if you guys wanted to say you've been laying low for a little while, I'm perfectly cool with saying that you can have healed all the way back up. But to be clear, that to me signals you've been on the DL for long enough. Things have gotten even worse than when last you left. So I actually am going to leave that up to you. Were you on the DL long enough to heal up all the way, or did you just make camp once?
What do you guys think?
I don't know if we know how to be on the DL.
Fair point. I was going to say,
fair point.
we didn't do so hot with Shishina starting at, what, like 1/4 hit points last time? But no,
Why
you're
be all the way
absolutely
up to
right.
12 now?
We don't do down low at all, even a little bit.
It's okay. I'm sure if I die, it will be a glorious, violent, burst of kneecaps. It'll be fine.
Besides, we've met death. She's not so scary.
That's true.
Yeah, totally. What? All right, so you've been able to make camp once, is what that means, and you should then, again, I think when you make camp, you get to heal half of your maximum hit points round up. So everybody should be able to do that, except for Andromeda, if you would like to use when the stars align. It is your call if you want to use when the stars align. You don't have to.
Okay. Do you heal anything like otherwise? I'm only down 2 hit points.
Walk it off.
Right? Seriously.
Yeah, that's not a lot. I'm not too worried about that. If you wanted to just fill in those 2, I'm totally cool with that.
Okay. I am going to, as far as the prophecy, I am picking, what am I picking? I get a clear mental picture of the event's location and an idea of what action will trigger the event.
Location and what action will trigger
Yeah.
the event. Okay. So you do not get the name of someone involved, and you do not get a vision of the event's aftermath.
I'm never going to pick the aftermath. It's not nearly as interesting as the actual grim portent.
Yeah. So actually will trigger the event. Okay. So here's what you see. Here's what you get. You get an image of the building that you were at last time. You were at the home of the fake Lady Laura Tulane, who's actually the leader of the Assassin's Guild, who, when last you left, had been deaded. You also ruined the crap out of her house by summoning a horrible Eldritch Black Abomination into it.
She started it.
Yeah, that abomination thing she started, sure. The entire place had been, it was ruined afterwards, right? Like, horrible black tentacles were sprouting through walls, the place collapsed in on itself. I don't think it exploded or caught on fire, but it basically was made of shambles, and the tear in reality there did not heal. So while that giant abomination thing is not, roaming around or anything. That place is a bad place, and has been since. One of the issues in the city since then has been, like, that's in the upper class portion of the city, so the nobles are all freaking out, because, like, they're seeing ghosts, shadows are moving and staring at them and eating their children. Right? Like, things that are not supposed to happen in the good part of town.
Very nice.
I cracked up because I wasn't the only one who laughed.
Sounds fantastic.
The shadows are eating their children. Awesome.
So things are pretty nasty there, and that's the location, that building, that house. You get a clear image of it, and of the crack inside, you can feel that, like, tear in reality suddenly split even further, literally burst out of the house and rip open wide, as you hear the horrible howl of something from inside the crack, and you see, like, snapping jaws come forth, and then just a torrent of gushing shadow spills out. And the action that will trigger it the entire time that you're seeing this vision in the stars, right? It's like you're gazing up into them, and they're forming these images in your head. You're hearing an echoing word. Do you normally hear in these visions? Is this a normal thing?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this is a normal thing. Like, this is the stars singing to you, but they're singing to you this, like, frightening, repetitive, jarring, like the Jaws theme, the same word over and over and over in a high-pitched... No, that's not the Jaws theme, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Psycho. The Psycho, yes, I'm thinking of, like, right, like... it's
That's getting Jeffified.
It is a name. It is this weird, flowing, sinuous, like, silky word. It's not harsh or anything. It's smooth. Syllables flow right into each other. A lot of sibilants, but it's unnerving to hear. It feels like hearing it in your ears is just very off-putting and makes you dizzy. And that it becomes clear to you that uttering that word, uttering whatever that thing is okay, what causes this crack to burst forth. You are aware of what that word is in this strange, horrifying tongue.
Yay.
All right.
So it's Beetlejuice, right? Beetlejuice.
Betelgeuse.
No, that's where I'm from.
Right. If you say Betelgeuse 3 times, the planet appears. Or sorry, the sun appears. All right. So you guys have probably been holing up in the same place you were last time, which was this abandoned opera house. That's where you came back to sort of regroup. You pulled Freya out of the ruins of the house. She ultimately went on her way, but she's keeping in the DL herself right now, as best she can. Like, she left you guys in part to try and, like, make sure all attention was not focused on one place, if there are still people out there after you. I think Thistle is still hanging out with you. Crow, with her really bad wound, she was patched up, though. Freya did help patch her up and heal her, so she's not doing great, but she's back in action enough. She's a little shaky, but she can function, and she sounds super hoarse because of that cut across her throat.
Sexy.
You have not heard anything from the others who were called out as being threatened. Specifically, I believe that was Hendrix and Charfiend, and I believe, I'm trying to think, Valeria was not threatened because she wasn't around. And Danvers, you didn't really care about.
No, we really didn't.
It's so wrong.
We were like, that guy, he can handle himself.
Sorry, John.
Sorry, not
His
sorry.
wealth will see him through.
So yeah, you didn't hear anything from Danvers. You didn't hear anything from Valeria, but she's not in any danger to your knowledge, and you haven't heard from Charfiend or Hendrix, who were mentioned as those under threat. Otherwise, you've just been keeping as low profile as you can, and it's not very long after the events that have gone down, right? It's like a day or two later, and already those horrible noises and horrible sounds have started filling that part of the city. Already the noble people are getting upset. Already people are like trying to get their things and move out after what happened. They think that entire quarter is haunted, and of course people in other parts of the city are getting pissed at it. Not to mention, one final thing I'll throw in here is that word of the gnomes and their war on the city has increased, and currently the rumors are that they have heard of these goings-on. They have heard of the umbral cracks in the city, and they trace the origin of the umbral cracks over their own city to your city. And they,
No, we specifically chose they did not trace it back to us.
They didn't trace it back to the Owlbear Scourge.
Oh.
Right.
But they traced the cracks as having originated in your city. So
Okay.
they're not blaming you, but
Okay.
they're blaming the city. And basically what they're doing now is the equivalent of a holy crusade. They're saying a little bit of a, no, we need to invade you so we can close the cracks for you. Yeah, so that's on its way. All that said, so there's lots of stuff going on. Vicente, tell me what brings you to the opera house where presumably you know that that's where your sister's hanging out. So what brings you there today?
The Obsidian Brothers have heard rumors of a fallen paladin. And nothing is more delicious than a paladin who was up so lofty in the sun and is now in the basement with us. And I had an idea that I might know who this paladin is, so I have come to track her down.
I like your brother, Graves.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, so let's do that, right? I imagine that the four of you may actually be gathered in the main hall, because you haven't had a good chance to talk about what your next moves should be, if any. And so, like, you're hanging out there to, at the very least, just check in and make sure everybody's cool, but also maybe think about what you want to do next. But before you can even really get started, Vicente, you make a grand entrance. What is your entrance?
Well, of course, like I always like to do, I become invisible. And I walk into the middle of the stage, and I make the wind blow through the entire opera house. And the chill breeze goes around, and whispers fill the air. And then I show up. Hello!
Okay, so we all resist punching him in the face.
Oh, I'm thrilled. I'm like, oh, do it again!
Hello!
Ben, are you okay?
Oh, of course, I am perfect in every way. I was curious to see how you were doing, my sister.
Good, I think.
I sense a difference about you, a lovely darkness. You have stepped away from the sun, yes?
Strangely, I think Graves kind of glances at Andromeda. Not really. Do you want something?
And perhaps as your glance goes to Andromeda, I shift my eyes over to Andromeda as well, and
oh yes, you found a new star. How
Hi.
lovely.
Thank you.
Your eyes, how they shine.
Thanks.
Are you really falling for that?
What do you mean falling? My eyes shine. It's not subjective. They glitter. Okay.
Yes, they glitter like 1,000 stars. Stars that will guide us into a dark new future.
That sounds bad.
Oh, no, it'd be wonderful. It'll be marvelous. We shall achieve all of our dreams, sister.
Graves, what happened to your accent? How come you don't talk like him?
Yes, she's not a wizard. The accent is a wizard accent.
Oh, okay. I've never met a wizard before.
Well, you have to go to the basement. Go to the basements. We hang out in the basement. And we learn to talk very particularly. Perhaps you should come visit us in the basement. What could possibly be wrong with that?
And Graves leans over and she's like, yeah, Vin spent a lot of time in the basement growing up.
Oh, yes. Why are you not at the bar anymore? You tall, massive, sword-wielding woman who is covered in so much blood and scars. Fascinating. Why do you not hang out at the bar anymore? I was there performing, and the audience, they threw things at me because there was no bard there to sad trombone me. Not a euphemism.
I think this might also be the character reaction.
All the giggles.
We've been busy, not doing anything at all destructive to the city.
Or the surrounding cities.
Places,
The countryside.
fabric of reality. Like that wasn't us.
Head of the Assassin's Guild.
We were having
We were
a picnic.
practicing.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
What were we
like this.
practicing?
Continue
Swordplay.
to lie.
We've obviously got to work one in more.
These all sound like fantastic events. I see them as practicing for what the future shall hold. And believe me, I have seen wonderful things in all of your futures.
Your definition of wonderful or our definition of wonderful?
Well, the correct definition of wonderful, of course.
I like that answer.
Yes.
Then I want to call out, too, that during
That's not a
a
real-
lot of this, right, your eyes have been consistently drawn to something. She didn't have it last time you met her. There's a thing around Andromeda's neck.
Okay.
And it looks like a black, rock, a black piece of metal. It is totally drawing your attention, right? Like this thing and your crazy wizard eyes. I imagine, how do you sense this kind of thing, right? How do you sense this magic? What is it like for you?
So, yeah, I have detect magic, and of course I detect magic by sniffing. And so I come in and I definitely just... And I know your eyes are up there. I know. But this is fascinating.
Thank you.
May I touch it?
No.
That's what she said.
Aliana and I are just cracking up over.
If possible, I am able to reach in telepathically into your mind. May I do that?
No.
Okay. Soon. It's only a matter of time. So I
Kendrick's so much better.
I sense the boundary is not quite broken yet, so I will.
Why did you say you were here?
Oh yes, I forgot. I was distracted by the chest area, the thing on her chest. So now you do not believe anymore that that thing that you follow is no good, correct?
What word are you trying to say?
Basilites.
Yes, that was.
I mean, when he says basilites, I take basil out of the pocket, and I'm like, yeah.
Basil is a piece of basilites floating around.
You have a god in your pocket.
Yeah.
Does it burn you? That sounds painful.
No.
Okay.
Do you want to touch it? We'll see if it burns you.
No.
Okay.
Basil does not like him.
I am allergic.
Okay.
I'm allergic to very hot things like that.
Yeah, Basil's doing the equivalent of like a cat with its hackles up.
Oh. Right.
There's a lot of hissing.
Yes, so, anyways, Sister Ethel, I was just curious if you would like to work for me.
Well, you know, except for the looming threat of assassins trying to kill us.
Well,
That would be kind of cool.
Yes, good. The Obsidian Brothers and these assassins, I don't quite know what they're up to, but I assure you they are not affiliated with my organization, the Collegio de Necronomica, in any way. You're safe. Totally safe.
What about you? Are you safe? Because they've kind of tried to hurt people.
Well, you know,
Like
being
us.
a wizard, fucking wizard, this is dangerous business, you know, so I am ready. I am no stranger to danger. Thank you. I missed it. Oh.
So what kind of work is it?
Might be acquiring people for things.
I've done that before.
She's really good at it.
You break them if they don't give it to you.
See? This is why this one shall be the Baroness of Blood. Yes.
Ooh, I like that. I think I need to get some new tattoos.
Will you people stop giving her titles? They go straight to her
warriors
head.
deserve titles. Yes.
Straight to her head.
But these are bad people, right?
No, it's terrible. They live in the sunshine. They frolic with puppies. Ugh, terrible.
But I like sunshine and puppies.
Yes, I remember. You and your sunshine and your puppies.
I mean, not as much as I like kittens, but...
Yes, kittens. Kittens in a bag. In a rock. Anyway, sorry, I digress. I got distracted. Yes, so anyway, yes, so why you hide here? Are you hiding?
Nah, just chilling.
Yeah.
You found us, so it must not be that good of a hiding place.
Yeah.
Well, the Obsidian Brothers, we are able to know everything. Like I said, I could
Except
look
how to
into
tell a joke.
all of your minds. I could
Try me.
even become one of you.
And at that point, I'll have my face, because I do have the mimic ability. Like, have my face ripple a bit into Ariana's face.
Do you want to? You're casting a spell?
Yeah,
All right,
might as well.
go for it. When you release a spell, you
Look some
prepare.
shit up.
So you have the spell prepared, right?
Yes.
And so when you cast a spell, you prepared. Roll plus int.
Okay, int is my +2. So
I'm sure nothing will go badly.
No, it's just, don't worry. Nothing ever goes wrong around me.
Welcome to the team.
Well one, you're welcome.
I don't look like that.
Luck runs in the family. I don't.
I mean, his nose is over here.
Yeah, that's not right.
Where is the Santa Ramona? I say this as my mouth is my ear moving right now.
You get an experience point. You get an experience point, and you totally do look like a horrifying nightmare Picasso surrealist thing. Which is at around the same time that someone comes entering into the opera house and was calling like, Graves, are you here? and then she rounds the corner, and Smiles sees him with this nightmare face, and she immediately pulls out a flail, and she starts running down the aisle. I'll save you, Grace!
I grab Aliana's shoulder. No, let him do it. This is gonna be great.
Right. So it seems like no one is standing in the way of Deidre Smiles coming to fail on Jenn.
No, stop! Don't hurt him.
So she's gonna come and try and beat the living crap out of you with her flail. What are you doing, Jose?
I am backing up alarmingly.
Do not make me unleash the full power of my wizard might.
Unleash it! Unleash it!
Oh my goodness. So yeah, backing up, trying not to get hit by her. That's a roll plus dex. Go for it.
Okay, roll plus
Defy
dex.
danger with dex.
Next is a +1. Let me actually clear this, but still 4, 5, 7. No, 6.
7! Okay, that's
Is
good.
it a 6 or a 7?
6.
It's a 6. But Andromeda, you said you wanted to help?
Yes, I mean, like, he seems like a really cool guy, and he has magic, and I still have to roll, Sarah, so this could go badly for me as well. So it will be just as entertaining.
How are you helping?
I think that I am gonna use my gravity move on Smiles, right?
Well, so for the moment, this is just you helping him get
Oh,
out of the
this is
way
me
for
helping.
swings.
Right. Yeah.
So I totally buy you could still do a quick gravity effect if somebody's trying to throw her off, but this isn't like the full gravity.
Okay. No, I was gonna say otherwise, like what I could do is just do like a tiny little portal where one of her feet is about to land,
Perfect.
and just
That's
to like
perfect.
throw her off or whatever.
I totally buy that.
So
Go
I'm
for
rolling
it.
plus bond, yes.
Roll plus bonds.
Not plus wisdom. All right.
Yeah. You should always help with portals, because
I got a
that way
6.
nothing bad happens.
Right?
Yeah, there you go.
Rolls are hot and heavy. Look at that.
Yay.
You are welcome.
So take an experience.
Nope.
Oh my god. Good job, people. Alright, so you get experience in Andromeda. So this means that you're trying to get out of the way, Vincente, and you can't quite get out as this portal opens up underneath her foot, and she falls in a little bit, but it means like she overextends, and that swing actually does smack you right in the face. Even if you're trying to back up.
Right in the eye.
Yeah, right in the eye, which is your nose. So go ahead and take D8 plus 1 damage, and ignore armor if you have any.
Okay. Oh, good.
Okay, so the fortunate effect of having changed your features is that she didn't hit anything important, apparently. It still hurts. But the other part of it, though, is that she stumbled as her foot came into this portal that you open up right underneath her foot, Andromeda. But the next second, this look of wide-eyed fear comes across her face, and you watch her struggling to pull her foot back out of the portal. And there's this weird blackness wrapped around her ankle, and she can't pull her foot away, as still more tiny little tendrils are spilling out of the hole.
Yeah, we're gonna help her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Even if she doesn't know any of the why. I go to. I guess I kind of body check her out of the way and see if I can shove her out of the portal.
So you're just trying to just break the grip of the thing around her ankle by pushing her really hard out of the way.
Yes.
So to me, that sounds right now like strength, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So go ahead and I think this is a defy danger with strength. Go for it.
All right.
Not really. Oh, this continues.
Dice stream is broken.
All right. The times that I accuse you of cheating, I take it all back.
I've always used the dice stream.
You get an experience point, and
No, I'm stuck
You're thinking of me. I'm the cheater.
oh, okay. I'm sorry. Then I'll keep those notes. You get an experience point, and you go to push her out, right? And the effect of it, first of all, you slam into her and you're pushing her, but it winds up accidentally, like she falls over and wrenches her leg. And like you were pushing her. And so as a result, you are caught off balance as well. You fall over, and these small tendrils that are pouring out of the hole start wrapping around your foot as well. So now she's on the ground, like nursing her leg, which is twisted in an odd direction and shape. And Aliana as well, her own leg is starting to get like little tendrils of shadow stuff crawling up it. Yeah. What's anybody else doing? Shashina or Graves or
You really don't want me to go next.
No. Shashina, come on, eat it. The only one of us who has a chance of rolling decently.
True story.
That's not true. Not always. Well, I obviously need to cut the black shadow off of Aliana's leg and hopefully not cut off her foot.
You know, you shouldn't say things like that out loud.
I'd like a slow drink, too.
Just saying.
I mean, you do have that sword that cuts through, like, smoke, so it probably works on shadows.
Yeah, and that doesn't make it even more dangerous when it might cut through bone.
I shall finesse it. I will shave so close to your leg. Without
You're not helping! I like my hand!
That sounds to me like that's about Dex, right? Like that's about perfect.
She's trying. Yeah, it sounds like Dex.
Oh shit! Yeah, it does.
Oh fuck!
What could go wrong?
Oh, don't say things like that.
I have a 6. If anybody wants to help.
Let's continue.
I will help.
You want to help?
Well, I will help make it worse. No, closer. The artery is here. It's here.
You're doing it wrong.
It should be choppy, not shaving.
Choppy motion. No.
Oh my god.
The day we all died because we couldn't roll higher than a 6.
Alright, so...
Even helping each other.
So much experience was gained that day.
Oh, yeah,
all the experience.
It sounds like Vin's not helping.
I mean, Sarah, do you want my help?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna help you then. Alright, so what am I doing? I think I'm just gonna kind of run over and grab your hand for a second and do my little like personal gravity when I can change whatever direction and try and like get you into a better position or something. And again,
Right
I'm
angle.
rolling plus bond rather than plus wisdom, which
That
is
is
the
correct.
one that I can actually do on.
Good luck.
And I don't actually have a bond right now with Shashina, so I'm rolling plus 0. This is why I asked you if you wanted help first.
You can do it.
Oh, how bad could it be?
Hey, I got an 8!
Yay!
So that means you expose yourself to danger, retribution, or cost, and Shashina is now hitting a 7, which means she stumbles, hesitates, or flinches. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. Alright,
That won't go wrong.
One bad thing
And
is
this
not
is to my leg.
it's to your leg, yes. Yeah. That ugly choice there is looking good to me. Shashina, so Andromeda's like little tweaks with the gravity are enough to help you aim a little bit, or at least skew your aim a little bit, so it might not hit Aliana if you don't resist them. But if you go with it, you're still going to be thrown off a little bit because this is not normal, right? Having your aim adjusted by little gravity pulses. And since she's right there, you'll hit Andromeda. So it's your call. Are you going to hit Aliana, or are you going to hit Andromeda?
Oh, that is a really ugly choice. Oh, I'm
You can hit me, Sarah. It's okay.
good because I've
I'm
gone
in full
up.
health.
I'm
Owlbear is a
sorry because
blood.
I asked you to
I'm
help.
at full hit points too, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, no, I think most likely Shashina's instincts would kick in, and she's kind of like, "What the fuck are you doing?" and then hit you.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
That sounds like Shashina.
All right.
Yeah.
So the good news is you totally send the sword slicing through the little tendrils of shadow on Aliana's leg, freeing Aliana. Bad news is that the swing downward does clock and clip Andromeda. So I don't think it needs to be like your full damage, because that would be absurd and really painful.
Yeah.
I don't think it's your full damage, but I do think if your full damage is like a D10, right? That
Yeah.
armor.
Yeah.
So we'll say it's a D6 to you, Andromeda.
Okay.
Here, I'll
So
use a sucky die.
Yeah, go
Is this armor piercing?
It should still be, because it is her crazy sword that pierces the
Okay.
armor.
Fair.
With the 2 blades and...
Yes.
For crazy devil sword, yeah.
Devil sword! Did 3 points of damage.
Okay.
All right.
Ow!
Do not fuck with the barbarian while they're swinging!
Smiles, still screaming.
Okay, I'll remember that next time.
There's a lot of screaming and shouting. Aliana, you can scramble away, no problem. Get away from the little hole. The blackness is still crawling up Smiles' leg, though, and more of it is covering her.
I have a thing I would like to do.
Just to call it out,
Okay, Graves!
she's trying to focus her own faith into some sort of power, but because her leg is wrenched, she's in too much pain. She can't quite bring herself to focus. So Graves, what are you doing?
So I have that neat little pendant thingy that I can pray to, and it lights on fire. So basically, I want to take that and press it against the inky, horrible darkness, and ask Basilides to please, please, please save his champion.
You're still asking that, Dick?
It's a pendant with his symbol on it.
My ears hurt so much right now.
Yeah, she says the name. She says the name. Yeah, I like that move a lot. I think, what is that?
I don't know.
I don't even know if that's a thing.
Defy danger with charisma or wisdom or...
You know what? It's mental fortitude. Yeah, it's wisdom, because this is about, can you pray to Basilides well after he's shafted you so much lately and been a jerk, right? That's what this is about. Can you bring yourself to do it earnestly?
Nope.
Wow.
What is the total?
Oh, Jesus.
It's a 4.
Oh my god.
I will go ahead and take an experience point.
You do.
Wait.
The mighty Graves clan strikes again.
So you press it to her leg, and you are praying to Basilides, and it starts heating up, right? It starts lighting up and heating up like it is supposed to. But then the darkness leaps off her leg and starts wrapping around your hands, James, and you actually almost immediately start hearing it in your head. You start hearing this voice whispering and saying, "Why are you calling upon him? He abandoned you. Come into my embrace. I believe you."
Oh hell no! I'm taking out Basil, and I'm gonna come up to her and try and do to her kind of what she was trying to do to Smiles, except with a piece of a god.
That's also a miniature son, so this could not possibly go poorly.
No, it's no way so bad.
So to be clear, in this case, this isn't about the prayer. This is, in your case, can you send Basil forth without singeing Graves, but burning off the darkness, right? This is unnatural darkness. So to me, that again sounds a bit like the Dex, right? This is, can you deploy the sun, the miniature sun, well? Go for it.
Cool. 10.
Yeah!
Basil, yeah, I mean, is this you telling Basil where to go? Are you directing Basil, hurting Basil?
No, like I don't even think it was just sort of like I saw the darkness kind of coming up around Graves, and I was just like, oh fuck no, and I just like it's sort of like more of like an instinctual thing, I think.
Just send Basil forth, and Basil follows basically your instincts. And yeah, like does a few circles of Graves' hands, and the darkness is burned away, and Graves is left freed again, the voice immediately out of her head. It's still all over Smiles, and getting more and more all over Smiles, but Graves is free now.
Smiles.
What was that?
Said, how about Smiles?
Fuck Smiles.
So, she's, like, in pain right now. The darkness is putting more pressure on her wrenched leg. And she's been trying to pray, but it's been hard for her to achieve that focus, right? You watch, like, little sputters of golden flame appear around her holy symbol and go away. So the next thing she does is she opens her eyes and she looks pleadingly at Graves and just, like, help me.
I'm trying so hard.
Vin, what are you doing?
I am very, very, like, super fascinated. Like, just every, oh yes, this is the best part, this is the best part. And then I look over at my sister and realize that she's maybe a bit torn. No, sister, I will make it all better. And I look over at Smiles, I go, sleep. Sleep.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Casting sleep?
Yeah.
That's...
And probably failing.
That's kind of evil.
Do it. This is plus intelligence,
11.
right?
Yeah. So good.
Nice. So on a 10 plus, the spell is successfully cast, and you do not forget the spell. You may cast it again later. And what is the rules for sleep?
Well, so this is the thing. It knocks them out, but if they experience pain, they get awoken again. So I don't know if it would be just enough for her to get...
To, like, stop resisting, yeah.
Yeah.
It also says 1d4 enemies you can see of the GM's choice. So I leave it up to you. Do you call anybody else here an enemy or just her?
Well, currently, no.
Okay. All right.
You hit my eye.
In theory, if you had chosen, right, like others of the Scourge could have fallen asleep. But if you're not calling them enemies, then
No, not yet. No.
she's the only one who falls asleep. So, yeah, she just sort of zonks out immediately after that little plead towards Graves. And, yeah, she probably will wake up shortly because the darkness is putting pressure on her wrenched leg. But in that span in which she falls down asleep, oh my god, it just slithers all the hell up her body really quickly. Like, both her legs are covered, and it's coming up her torso. It's about midway up.
Okay, if I cut there, that could be bad.
She's going.
All right, so
better
we're gonna
place.
try it. We're going to. I'm just going to let out a ear-piercing note and hope that it actually affects the tentacle creature. Whether it does or not is up to the GM, of course. So, trying not to.
What move are you
Metal Hurlant.
Okay.
When I shout with great force. Yeah.
So when you shout with great force, shattering note, choose a target.
That's an 11.
Oh my god.
11. 10 plus. The target takes 1d10 damage and is deafened for a few minutes.
Oh, this is insane. So, really, Aliana just pulled out her electric guitar, just strummed
No, this is
the
just
most
voice.
powerful
Just
chords.
pure voice.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, this is pure voice. This is the metalist of shrieks.
Yes! Yes.
And the darkness is literally blasted off. I also think this would be enough to, wake her up, probably.
Okay.
It also probably does not make her feel good, because it is, you're blasting off the shadow mostly, but it is partly directed at her, so she's catching it, at least peripherally, right? But yeah, totally. If you want to go ahead and roll a d10 damage, I will go ahead and say...
9!
Nice.
Okay. So, yeah, you watch the darkness literally just disintegrate as your voice bombards it off of her. It definitely creeps back down her body. It's now down at around her knees, but it's surging back up as quickly as it can.
Yes, I successfully attacked the darkness.
I'd like to cut off her legs.
Solving problems.
I didn't mean to kill Misha.
So, I'm not sure what this is. So I'll actually call this out, right? You're Shishina. This is not a problem. She's a prone target. You have a sword that cuts through armor. You can cut through her legs. That is not the issue, right? Like the problem is not actually making that wound. The problem is that immediately after you make that wound, she's going to be in a really bad situation as blood comes shooting out of her stumps.
One of us has a little ball of fire. We can take care of that.
Oh my god.
We're going to immediately cauterize her with basil. Okie dokie then.
Cauterize her leg stumps with a piece of her god.
Yes, it's like perfect. It's perfect.
It's like kismet.
I'm sorry. This isn't solving problems the Shishina way. This is solving problems the Owlbear Scourge way.
Oh my god.
Hold on. Found the solution. Oh my god.
It's a really horrible solution.
It works.
Couldn't you just like slice below her leg?
Can I make an attempt to like close this portal and like cut off whatever shadow is coming out?
Well, I quickly want to just make sure. So you, Shishina, are cutting off her legs, though. One way or another, you are determined to do that.
Oh god.
Yes.
I would like to defend her directly.
Oh!
That's what I want to know.
Anti-paladin?
I'm not an anti-paladin. My little lower third does not say anti-paladin.
Let's say that then. So you are standing in defense of Smiles as Shishina approaches with a giant sword. Right?
Yep.
You want to go ahead and roll for that?
No.
If I see Graves coming towards them, I say, Sister, she is going to a better place.
Oh my god.
She is going to be drawn down to where everything is perfect and everyone is free. Let her go.
So
Oh,
the
that's
mouth
not-
in his ear.
I think all you get is a really dark look. That is an 8.
Alright, so you got an 8 to defend, so you hold 1. So long as you stand in defense, when you or the thing you defend is attacked, you may spend hold 1 for 1. To redirect an attack from the thing you defend to yourself, have the attack's effect or damage, open up the attacker to an ally, or deal damage to the attacker equal to your level.
Okay.
Alright, so you have that hold. So basically, like, Shishina, you are on your way to cut off her legs, and Graves is there, and standing in defense, and not letting you get there. I imagine we have, like, at least a heartbeat of pause as Shishina's startled by the idea that anybody would do this. Andromeda, you wanted to close the portal, but when you're like moving towards the portal and beginning to extend your awareness towards it, there's a voice whispering in your head. I can make this stop.
Yeah.
All I have to do is say the word.
I feel like you kind of helped it start.
Say the word.
Nuh-uh.
All you have to
I'm not gonna do it. I'm saying all this out loud, by the way, you guys.
Right.
Graves, do we stop our standoff long enough to like look at her like what the hell?
Of course.
What the fuck?
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to ignore the voice and close the portal.
All right. Now, do you have a move that would work for this?
I don't have a move that closes a portal.
Right.
What is her portal in the first place?
Well, not exactly.
Clearly.
I mean,
I'm just
there's
checking.
I have a move that lets people go through that also, if I roll well, it lasts as long as I need it to.
Right, that's your full space.
Yeah.
But you think that this is just generally something that you can do because you can open the portals, so you should be able to extend your will against them to close them.
I mean, I'm totally open to rolling. I'm not,
Right. Not an immediate, right, but definitely you should be able to. I agree. and it sounds like it would be mental fortitude, because this is you throwing your willpower up against the creatures. So plus whiz. Defy danger with whiz.
All right. 12.
It is a struggle. It is not easy. And I'm gonna, the thing, there is a lumpy mass of blackness with all these tendrils coming out of it that oozes up out of the portal. It's like you're trying to close the portal, and it's like you're squeezing it up and out. So it fully comes into the world, but the portal underneath it is closed at the very least. So the thing is here, but the portal is closed. And it's not really moving or like trying to escape because it's continuing to try to flow up her. But this thing also looks not big. It's not a very large thing. All right. So I mean, Andromeda just like squeezed the portal shut. This horrible little thing is on the ground. The blackness is oozing up. Smiles again. Yes. Did somebody want to do something?
Yeah, I guess I will actually grab my loot this time.
Your electric loot.
And my electric loot. My electric gnomish loot. And yeah, I rock a solo for a minute. So I'm using arcane art. I'm trying to simultaneously heal and successfully. The next time somebody tries to help her, they get a +2 instead of a +1. But so if I successfully heal, she gets an additional D8, and yeah, that'll work. Yeah, so it'll be 2D8 instead of 1D8, and we'll hopefully not die and shit and shit. Hopefully. Hopefully. Yay! No dying and shit. That's a 10.
Excellent. Okay. So that would heal 2d8 is what you're saying.
Yep, so heal 4.
Excellent.
Are you healing me 4?
No, I'm healing Smiles 4.
Okay.
So I mean,
and if anybody tries to help Smiles, they get a +2 to help Smiles.
To do it.
I'm helping her.
Without killing her.
I'm not trying to kill her.
I think it's Aliana's definition of helping.
Yeah.
She's actually a horrible little dark creature thing that could be whacked out.
Yes, you can kill the dark creature thing. That would be helping. But not cutting off her legs.
But she was like, but I want to cut off a leg.
I know you do.
I think that's helping.
I think if Graves is still standing in defense, I'm assuming. So Aliana's singing the song, and it means that Smiles is her leg is sort of twisting back into place a little bit, and she's trying to struggle to get free of the dark thing. That means it's not really encroaching up further on her, but she's not free of it by a long shot. So.
But is her head clearer enough that she can call on her god herself again?
That's a good point. I think at the moment she's trying to just pull herself free.
Okay.
Right, like she's not acting rationally, especially after everything that's happened. There's a good chance though that she could, yeah. So.
Okay.
Just at the moment she's freaking out a little bit.
Just checking to see if I got rid of the pain enough that she could do it herself if she did. Okay.
I think you did, but I think somebody would need to calm her down and maybe help her get there for that to go off. All right, so, I mean, in the meantime, Vin, what are you doing? Vin.
You.
Oh, Vin, no. I did not realize I had the abbreviation. Thank you. So I will look over at my sister, and I hate to do this to her, but it is still astray. The sun still leads her astray, and I place a hand ever so gently on her shoulder, and I charm her. You know that I am, as older brother, am right.
You're the darkest wizard! This is wonderful. The person, not beast or monster you touch while casting the spell counts you as a friend until they take damage or you prove otherwise. You You are charming Graves, this is, right?
Correct.
Go ahead and roll for the spell. Let's...
10.
Oh, snap. You keep the
Can
spell.
Can one of us interfere?
You can.
It's-
What does it look like when you cast the spell?
Again, because I have such haunting eyes, like I touch her on the shoulder, and as it starts to work, she can't help but look into my eyes.
Yeah. So something's up because he's doing creepy stares into her face.
It's kind of old.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
So
Again,
something may not be up. But,
we're locked. We're locked for a second.
if you want to interfere, you can. Yes.
Yeah, I want to interfere because like he's doing a thing to Graves, and Graves just wants to help a friend, and yeah.
How are you interfering?
I think I am kind of getting up all of his business with my piece of basileides.
Not a euphemism.
Excellent.
I feel like I kind of try and walk up behind him, and then I kind of have the star like on one side, and I'm kind of on the other side. I'm like, "What you doing?"
Don't interfere right now. Andromeda,
Oh, boxcars!
having a talk to sister
Wow.
together talk. Don't get that thing away from me!
So that
So
would
I move it away from a 10.
right. That brings it to a 7 and 9, which means that where's the move? On a 7 and 9, the spell is cast, but choose one. You draw unwelcome attention or put yourself in a spot. The GM will tell you how. The spell disturbs the fabric of reality as it is cast. Take -1 ongoing to cast a spell until the next time you prepare spells. Or after it is cast, the spell is forgotten. You cannot cast the spell again until you prepare spells.
I, of course, would love to see the fabric of reality get disturbed, so that's
It is a consistent and ongoing theme in the game. All right, so that means that like you're focusing on Graves, right? And to be clear, this still does mean the spell is cast. This still does mean Graves, right? Like your brother's a friend. He's a good friend, and he just has your best interests in mind, right? Like he's really trying to help out. So maybe you should listen to him. I can.
Well, yeah,
buy-
except I'd like to trigger one of my new moves, which is Iron Will, which means I can take 1d4 armor piercing
this
damage
is
and
not
just
the
ignore
sister
it.
that I remember.
Are you serious?
Go Graves! Go Graves! Go Graves!
Goddamn
Go
amazing.
Graves!
So Graves just kind of like she looks at him for a second, but her eyes like swing back to Shashina, and she's like, yeah, do you maybe want to do something to help?
Holy shit! Wow! I had no idea you could do that.
Graves! It's your birthday!
Take the damage. That's 1d4. Holy shit!
1.
What does that actually look like for you? Like, is that just you clearing your head, shaking your head?
Yeah, Vincente is definitely like this. Always works before. Like this, like his sister was the slower one, and like just super gullible. And when she snapped away, I was like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, this shit. Does
That's
not
my fabric
happen.
of reality getting torn apart.
Yes, and so that's the other part of this, right? Like, you definitely disturb the fabric of reality, which means, I think in this case, this little shadow creature that was crawling up, extending its shadow up, smiles. As you cast your spell, there's this quaver of reality. Everybody feels just for a split second. And this thing, suddenly, its tendrils extend in different directions. It's still crawling up, smiles, but it started extending into the myriad shadows scattered around this poorly lit, abandoned opera house. And you can watch those shadows sort of beginning to quaver a little bit themselves. They're not like alive yet, but reality was disturbed enough by this spell that it is starting to take foothold here. Okay, so
Base.
well, and to be clear, like this is probably a good thing from your book, right? This is like totally your jam.
It's home improvement.
This is a familiar. This thing is a familiar. That's really what it should be. All All right, so Vin is looking aghast that Graves completely resisted it. Graves is like, well, then help, you dummy. Andromeda is like smiling and distracting Vin. Shashina is still eyeing Smiles' legs with a hungry look in her face, I imagine. And Aliana, you played that song to help heal Smiles. Smiles is not free of the creature yet. So, I mean, what I know, especially Shashina, Graves is a little distracted. Now would be your chance, if ever.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe it'll stop all this fucking creepy shit from happening.
Oh
I
my
wouldn't bet
goodness.
on that.
Oh my goodness. So the way I'm gonna play this, Graves, just to call it out, is that like you have that hold, and it says as long as you stand in defense, you can redirect an attack from the thing to yourself. But I do sort of figure that in this moment you were distracted enough that that's not as instantaneous. Do you think that's fair?
Sure.
I think you could interfere with Shashina as she darts forward to try to cut off Smiles' legs. Is that fair, or do you think like you would still be able to just leap in the way of her strike?
We'll let her do it because why not?
Okay.
really wants.
All right, go ahead, Shashina. I mean, this is you leaping forward, seizing the opportunity as quickly as you can to cut off Smiles' legs. Roll plus Dex. You can totally interfere if you want, Graves, but you can wait to see what she rolls first.
4.
You do not need to interfere.
Dramatic tension.
Now I just want to do it. Like, it's not even about saving shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Such issues.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, trying to think of what the best, because the hard move isn't like you miss, because you're Shashina. You would not miss chopping off somebody's legs when they are prone on the ground. You know what I think? I think you are coming in to swing your sword, and she sees you coming. She sees you dart forward, and you bring the sword down at her legs at the same moment that, like, having you right there, having somebody swinging a sword at her, like, crystallizes her in that moment. And she barks out a word, and her holy symbol flares up with a golden light. And it's like you're punched in the solar plexus by a fist made of God. And
okay, that was going in the pig. Punched in a solar plexus like a fist made of God.
And it hurts. I think that it's going to deal some damage. It's going to go ahead and deal like a D8 damage. Your armor totally can help block it. I think, as you get knocked away from her. But I also think the secondary effect of this, though, is that she basically just vented a lot of her energy punching Shashina away. So as soon as she's finished, she actually just collapses backward, and the darkness races back up her body again.
God damn it! Fuck!
So your attention is drawn to Shashina flies out, right?
So unfortunately, I didn't actually cut off any of her legs.
No, you did not.
That makes me very sad.
Did she,
And
by any chance, hit the tentacle monster instead?
She was on track to just cut off its legs, and then she got God punched. So sadly, no.
See, now I'm pissed. That's a problem.
Right.
There will be other legs.
Smiles is like not far away from being totally engulfed.
I mean, I'm just gonna do the Basilite or the Basil thing again. I really don't want to see this chick covered in weird, creepy, dark, shadowy things.
Then kill her.
That is an option.
How's it gonna make her not covered in weird, creepy things anymore?
But that's not necessarily going to stop it.
Yeah.
Might though.
So here's the issue. You send Basilides, you send Basil out
Yeah.
to go and burn it off of her, but even as he gets closer, this isn't even turning into the Dex thing, right? The reality quavered when Vince cast that spell, and the shadow creature started bonding with the other shadows and pulling on them in the opera. So it's in the opera house. So as Basil comes closer, right, all the shadow is burning away from her. You actually are watching it pull shadow in from the other shadowy corners of the opera house. So it's basically like regenerating itself as fast as you're burning it away. At least like right on top of her. At least like right on top of where it is. Because you were sending Basil to burn it off of her specifically. So it is regenerating on top of her. Just like that, yeah. What are you doing? There's still a quavering, like, little ball from which all of the tendrils of shadow are extending.
I have the cantrip, the unseen servant.
Yes.
And I was hoping perhaps that this new presence in the opera house could be my unseen servant and could reach out just so ever so slightly distract all of those that are trying to prevent the inevitable. So just, -1, whatever, something simple.
So basically, you are using Unseen Servant to knock over something elsewhere in the opera house to make sure they're all distracted.
Because it is a simple.
You are all kinds of horrifying and evil.
Evil.
Go ahead and roll to cast the spell. Roll plus int, right?
Yes.
Anybody want to help?
No.
Yeah. So you know what? I mean, to be perfectly honest, the hard move here is really you cast the spell, and it is absolutely obvious to everybody else exactly what you're doing. So that then, when something crashes over elsewhere in the opera house, and you're like, "What was that?" They're all
Look
like,
at that! Oh, magic!
Stare at you. They know it was you. It was absolutely you. It is clear he is trying to distract you and allow the dark thing to try and eat her alive. Just so, in case you want to do something about that.
Not necessarily eat her, just takes her to a better place. It's a valet.
You keep saying things like that.
Yeah. How big is the creepy ball of darkness?
Size of your foot.
What?
Size of your foot.
Okay. I heard earbud, and I was like, that's really specific. Okay, well, so I think Graves has had enough of this. She is going to punch it with the amulet. And you know what? Fuck Basilides. This one's going up to the prodigious infernal.
Yes.
Yours! Yours! You don't have to roll. It's 10 plus.
Now you do get a +2 if you're helping her.
That is true. You are helping her. And you can go ahead and use hack and slash to do it.
Oh, thank you. 6.
Because it's fighting
7,
back, to be clear.
8. Oh, good. I'm glad. 8, 9, 10.
Woohoo!
So do you want to deal an extra 1d6, or do you want to...
I will deal an extra 1d6.
There you go. So he gets to attack you back.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay. You just pound the crap out of it. I think, like, it is that weird thing where saying Prodigious Inferno, or, like, dedicating it to the Prodigious Inferno, because of that overlap in deific purview, the thing still glows. The thing still glows and glows warm, like it's supposed to. And you just beat the crud out of this little ball of shadow from which all of the tentacles are extending, breaking it up into like weaker and weaker shadow. Eventually, its little tendrils are shattered from its body, and they start like slurping into whatever different shadows they were entering all over the opera house. Presumably, it's dead, but I didn't even have you roll. Actually, go ahead and roll your damage.
What am I rolling?
have a feeling
Your
that
damage.
It's gonna be dead. Should be a D8 and D6.
D6. Really?
You can
There we
only
go.
roll.
9.
Yeah, it's
9.
I was like jumping the gun there. It might not be dead. No, it's totally dead.
Oh, good.
Well, but those little bits are slurping off into the different shadows it was entering. The shadow on her, Basil, was keeping it at bay in terms of preventing it from going further up, but it was not like taking it away from her. But as soon as you finish pounding this thing into paste, the Basil starts burning the shadow off of her, no problem. It starts pulling away from her. The only issue is that after you're done pounding, right, you have that moment where, like, yes, it worked, and you pull your hand away, and there's one shadow left stuck on your finger, and it leaps across your arm, crawls up, and leaps into your mouth,
Ew.
and crawls down your throat.
Ew!
This cold,
Pretty
slippery
shadow
thing.
tickles.
Should have listened to me.
And when all is said and done, all you feel is this horrible, weird, cold, slimy sensation as it crawls into you. But after that, like, just a little bit of an upset tummy. Not really, it doesn't feel like anything else, but a weird word pops into your head. It's an odd one, right? Like, for some reason, you feel like you know exactly how to pronounce it, even though you've never heard this word before. Definitely never heard this word before. But it's in there, right?
I saw this thing leap into her mouth.
Sure.
Yeah. So, like, the first time she opens her mouth after this happens, like, I leap at her and cover her mouth. And I'm like, nope, no. That's because I'm probably smart enough to figure out what just happened.
So I'm actually, I kind of am interested in seeing this be Dex, right? Wait, hold on. Let me actually look, because I think is this quick thinking? I think if it's quick
I think this is
thinking,
getting out of the way or acting fast.
It's acting fast. It's definitely acting fast. This is Dex.
Okay.
And she can help. If she sees you coming, right? Like, she would totally
I
pay
got
attention.
an 11.
Nice! Very
So
nice.
I don't, she can still help if she wants to.
Andromeda moves like lightning and clamps her hands across Graves' mouth. Graves, just as, like, I mean, if you wanted, you could totally do your move again, I think, and completely prevent any compulsion. But really, the compulsion here was so subtle. It's just a very simple, like, that's a weird word. Hey, guys, have you ever heard of this word?
Yeah, I'm totally good letting that
What
one go.
does it mean?
Right, exactly. So I mean, with Andromeda's hands clamped over your mouth, you don't say anything.
Well, like my eyes are all kind of like wide and panicky a little bit because I know that somebody uttering this word is the thing that brings it round like a grim portent. So, yeah.
World War III.
Or like the destroyer of worlds coming out of a portal that I might have started on accident.
Whoops.
Again.
But the good news is, right now, with Andromeda's hands clamped across Graves' mouth, with Shashina picking herself up from the auditorium seats, as Crow is coming in, like, lurching along as best she can, using a spear as a crutch, having heard the commotion, coming to see what happened to her impaled mistress. Aliana, you're still standing on stage with your electric lute out, but probably giving the glare eyes at Vin, and Vin, yeah, you were kind of caught red-handed there, and the darkness is now gone. Smiles on the ground is just sort of collapsed backward, like, and just breathing, like, just slowly and deeply, trying to steel herself up again. Yeah, so what are you doing?
Ta-da! This is my project, practicing
And
the
none
magic.
of us are laughing. Like, we're all just looking at you like... Yeah, we're not buying that.
They're definitely like looking up.
Hey, Shashina, if you want to punch this one, I won't stop you.
No. My face, I just got it fixed again. It is all back. My eyes are.
I am pretty pissed that I didn't get to cut off Smiles' legs, so I'm going to punch him.
Oh, no. And if I can react, I will try to turn invisible.
What will you do? Wait.
No! Not the face!
Not the face! Not the face!
Oh, the face! Yes, the face!
If you are trying to avoid your face from getting punched by Shashina, that is the definition of defying danger.
And I think at that moment too, everyone notices that when I am panicked and really scared, the accent goes away. All this goes away. No!
If you want to defy danger with Dex.
All right, with Dex.
Good luck.
One, whatever this is. Oh, it's gonna be a 6.
So that's a miss. Yeah.
This guy, Shashina could probably kill with a punch.
So here's I think actually what comes through with this too. The way I'm going to treat this, if this is cool. Shashina, like, oh my god, he tries to get out of the way, and your fist catches him, spins him, and then you are on top of him, and you can just pound him as much as you want.
Yes!
Now the net thing here, though, is that I think the hard move, if this is cool, I think if you want information out of him, right, if you want him to tell you anything, you can ask him 2 questions, and he will answer so as to get you to stop hitting him. Does that sound fair to you, Ben?
Yeah, whatever you want.
If you want.
I mean...
Please just stop hitting me!
Have the knuckles, please.
I'm not... So the difficulty here is Shashina doesn't necessarily care or want information from him.
That's fair.
But I don't know if anybody...
Words.
Oh, wait, no. Alternatively, there's something even better, isn't there? You can take a trophy, can't you?
Oh,
yes!
Oh!
Oh, that's just mean.
This hat is yours.
Yes!
No!
You know that means I'm wearing my animal skull with the top hat on top of it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Of course.
Oh, that was beautiful. I'm so happy now. Made up for the legs.
I was just going to say, was that worth not being able to cut off Smiles' legs?
Yeah, I can always do that later.
Oh my goodness.
So here's a serious question. Like, are you content taking his hat, or are you going to keep wailing on him? This is things I need to know.
Yeah.
Oh, because at some point you're going to stop her from beating on your brother.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, while being beat, does Ben like? Well, that would be one question. The other question is, is he like taking it stoically, or is he crying and begging, blubbering?
No. Sente, you're hitting the money maker. This is sad.
Okay.
My whole act. This is it.
Before I do serious damage, I will become kind of disgusted at the situation and take his hat and not actually like do major.
He's crying.
What will the brothers of the Obsidian Brotherhood say?
So yeah, when you actually say that, that's when Smiles perks up immediately. Her head cocks up from the floor, and she looks over and she's like, "What did you say?"
Me? Me? No. I said, what would
The brothers of what?
What
I
would your
raised my
mother
fist.
say, Graves?
The brothers of what?
The mothers of Graves?
I might have to hit him again.
Yeah, she smiles is struggling to her feet now. And she's having a hard time. She's healed thanks to Aliana, but her leg is still a little messed up. So she's sort of
I would like
stumbling.
to kind of push past Andromeda and try to help her and support her and glare at certain people.
Sure.
Hey.
I didn't do it!
Andromeda, are you going to try and
just
keep
gonna hit the
your
face.
hands clamped on her mouth?
Am I gonna what?
Keep your hands clamped on Graves' mouth?
No, I mean I feel like she's gotten to the point where she's kind of, it's
Not
not.
gonna say the word.
Yes.
That's the word. Okay, just make sure.
Yes. No. So that's fine.
Okay.
I'll go help Smiles stand back up if that's what Graves is gonna do too.
So the two of you on either side help her stand back up, and she actually looks at you with gratitude. Right? Honest, open, cheerful, get gratitude. Before she again turns her focus on Vin, though, and she's like, You said the Brotherhood of the Obsidian Order.
What is that?
And I start to dust myself off and get my composure back.
Yes, I did mention the Brotherhood of the Obsidian Brothers.
Got like blood.
And we are
They live in the
considering
basement with Vin.
acquiring some real estate. I think we might buy this old opera house. It has a certain
Yeah,
new
ours.
charm about it.
Graves,
Nope.
Graves,
ours.
I came to talk to you about their members. They've been doing things in the city. They've been trying to encourage the rift to grow.
For the good of all, come on, everybody's happier. Come on.
Come on.
How is that for the good of all, Finn?
I believe that everyone secretly wants everything to be very dark. And I think it's just a matter of coming to that realization.
No, that's
You
not
have
true.
already taken a step away from the sun, which is horrific, and realized that there is truth in the darkness.
Uh-huh. Truth in
As I
the
wipe
dark.
blood off the side of my
Right.
Aren't you the one who has problems with puppies and sunshine?
I think we should beat him up.
More?
Well, he's bad.
Yes,
I
we
have-
can't just go beating up everybody because they,
Yes.
need a tan.
Why not?
And I think Graves was like glaring, like zero focus, like on her brother. And then when Shishida says that, like her head just swivels. You know what?
Normally I don't have an issue, but I try to stay out of people's family squabbles.
You know what I think he needs? I think he could use a reintroduction to the
mouthful of soap?
church.
Oh God.
I could help with that.
Shishida, grab him.
Oh yes. This seems like great entertainment. Yes.
Sleep, Olivia, sleep. Everybody sleep. Everybody sleep.
That's gonna throw that last one I could do.
Do it. Go ahead and roll. The desperate act.
Yes, the last desperate act of a desperate man. 7-9.
Okay. So, and you have a -1 because last time the reality got disturbed, but that's fine.
Oh, right.
That's still within the sort of 9 range.
That was
Right.
true.
So that means that you get to either disturb reality again, take a further -1 forward on casting spells. You get to, what are the other options? Forget the spell or draw unwelcome attention.
Yeah, I think I'm so panicked right now that this is just the last thing I've got.
Forgetting the spell.
Yeah.
And go ahead and roll 1d4, and that's the number of people who fall asleep.
Oh boy.
Great that you get 4.
Here we go. Oh,
Oh my god. Okay.
So who picks which two?
Well, the GM picks who falls asleep, according to the spell, if I'm reading it correctly. 1d4 enemies you can see of the GM's choice fall asleep. In this case, I'm trying to be like, how kind, positive, or merciful shall we be?
What were those adjectives you used? Because those don't make quite any sense. I didn't really.
Kind, positive, and useful.
Because there are 5 possible targets. Let's just do it randomly. You can roll a 1d6. Graves, Andromeda, Aliana, Shishina, Smiles, 6 reroll.
All right, here we go. A 5.
So that would be Smiles. Smiles, bonk. Smiles collapses into sleep.
And I look quickly at everybody else, hoping they're all just, maybe it's a little bit of a delay. Oh, no. Shit.
Shit. Oh, that's great.
I look at Smiles laying on the floor, and I look at you. Really? I mean...
Gotta try.
With the accent gone. I love it.
You know, I make fun of your magic, because of this! I mean, come on! You make it too easy! There's not even a good joke there!
I think it's my cue to try and grab him.
Okay. Grabbing him. If you're not going to resist, this isn't an issue. Are you going to try to run away, Vin?
I do not want to get hit again. So, yeah, if I can resist, I will. So, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so I think that for Shishina, this is to find danger with Dex, and then Vin, you are interfering with that.
Okay.
You are, like, hitting my decks really hard this session.
I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, yes, that's an 11.
You can still interfere and bring it down to a 9 if you are trying to get away. So go ahead and roll plus bonds with Shishina.
Okay.
How would an 11 bring it down to a 9?
When you
That's what the interfere move does.
it's -2.
So a 7.
Okay, so you expose yourself to fire, retribution, or cost, but you do bring Shishina down to 9, which means that she stumbles, hesitates, or the other one flinches, and that means that she gets an ugly choice, a hard bargain, or a worse outcome. Everybody dies.
That would indeed be a worse choice.
And I'm just yelling, exit stage left! Exit stage left!
Oh, God. You expose yourself to fire, retribution, or cost. What are you carrying on you at the moment?
Me.
Vin? Yeah.
Well, I did have a nice top hat.
No longer. Sadly.
But I have a interestingly shaped dagger. It's very wickedly curved. There's a skull on the end.
That's totally an artifact of your order, isn't it?
Yes, yes. You know, it's not used for anything nefarious. No, no, no.
No, of course not. Certainly not.
It's just decorative.
Yes. Everyone has them on the walls.
Let's go with that. Well, let's go with that as cost. And for Shishina, the worst outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. Yeah, this is tough. Because you just want to grab him.
Yeah.
So it can't.
It's okay if I hurt him.
It can't be. It's okay
If I hurt him.
You already have.
More.
In my heart.
Oh.
So sad. Oh dear. Hard bargain for the choice. I'm looking for something that it could be that would make sense for you to grab him. Like, I think it makes sense for him to lose his dagger in his attempt to get away, right? It falls out of his sheath or something because he's scurrying away really quickly. Just trying to get out of your grasp as fast as he can. For Shishina, I don't think, like, no, it would not be actually any kind of worse outcome, hard bargain, or choice for you to hurt him. So I don't think that's what it is. I think that in your case, yeah, I think it's that you get hurt in the process chasing after him because he's flailing to try to get away very quickly. And it's not even intentional, really. It's not like he's trying to hit you. But a flailing limb, right, catches you in the face enough for him to get at least a moment away before you get right back on top of him. But he cracks you in the face. So
that's
probably
not a good sign.
But that's a wizard, so it's a D4 damage, probably.
Alright.
It's gonna piss her off.
Yeah.
Ah! Sorry. 3.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that pissed me off.
We're turning you on.
Or both, and I can't decide which, and now I'm angry and confused and possibly aroused.
Starts licking her lips. I'm like, oh no.
Now is the time. Back. So yeah, I mean, you crack her in the face, right? And I think there is probably a split second where you're trying to get away, crack her in the face, realize what you did, look at her as your eyes go wide, right, as blood starts to drip out of one of her nostrils. And then she's on top of you. He's in your power, Shashina. You may do with him as you will.
Good boy.
Well, obviously, I need to hold him down and then rub my bloody face across his lips and be like, "Do you like that? Do you like that?"
Yes.
And I slap him and I say, "Good." And then I will hand him over to Graves.
And I just stagger around like been hit by a train. Don't know if I'm going to throw up or be aroused or just...
Or all of the above.
Yeah, so Shashina handed him over to you, Graves. You now have your confused, semi-aroused, frightened brother.
I think I just got redeemed. I think that's what just happened.
Probably forgot that Graves is going to take him to the church, though.
Way too much information there.
Dude, put that away.
And I think Graves honestly just looks really disappointed and sad.
Aww.
How could you do this?
They told me everyone was going to be free. We would never have to live in pain again.
That's not what freedom is.
But it's not following the sun.
And it's not shrouded in darkness. It's choosing where you want to stand.
I don't know where to stand anymore.
Come with us. We'll take you to the church. If you cooperate, they'll be lenient.
The Church of Basil-Wichlis?
That's close enough.
I thought you didn't follow them anymore.
Just because I no longer follow Basilides himself does not mean I don't believe in his goodness.
Right. I kind of look over at Shashina and like, I think this is where I do not have a choice. So,
No.
Could I bring my friend?
Who's your friend?
Yeah.
He lives in the hat.
What the hell?
I look at the hat that Shashina is wearing in horror. Hold still.
And I am frozen with my arms out, looking very panicked.
Remove it.
It's okay. He's unseen servant. You can't see him. He's only I can see him.
Why is he on my head?
Because he's in the hat.
He's not. I've got him. Don't worry. How do we get him out?
I'll just call to him. Rodrigo, come. After he's my wizard speech, please. Rodrigo, Come to Papa. Come to Papa Rigo.
There's this incredibly faint skittering sound.
Oh, that's creepy! And she like throws the hat.
Hey, that's mine! That's mine!
And this is for Dr. Tom because I envy him so.
He's a tiny little rabbit. You can't see him. He's invisible only to me. You can't see him at all. Don't worry. He won't hurt you at all.
Invisible rabbit.
He likes to play. It's safe with me. It is okay.
Oh God.
He's not dangerous at all. Don't worry. Let us go to church. Can we go to church, Rodrigo? Yes, we will go to church.
Right.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So that happened.
And scene.
Yeah, and... Oh, my goodness. All right. Let's hit the end of session questions.
I almost feel like I need like a moment to process that.
There are more things in this nightmare city than just your property. Invisible buddies.
Invisible killer buddies, apparently.
All right. When you reach the end of a session, choose one of your bonds that you feel is resolved, completely explored, no longer relevant, or otherwise. Ask the player of the character you have the bond with if they agree. If they do, mark experience. Write a new bond with whomever you wish. Graves. Do you have a bond you would like to resolve?
I would like to resolve my bond of looking up to my brother.
Yeah, I buy that shit.
That is no longer relevant.
Do you buy that, Vin?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. That is no longer relevant. You get an experience point, and you can rewrite that bond. Vin, would you like to choose a bond?
So I think that now, because I've had a bit of a change of heart, I don't think Shashina is woefully misinformed about the world. I think she's just right where she wants to be. She doesn't aspire to demigodness. She's perfectly fine. Rubbing blood all over mere mortals.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
So you get an experience point for that, and that bond would be rewritten. Andromeda.
I'm intrigued by Vicente's magic and want to see more. I think I'm kind of done with his magic.
Boy, the shine wore off of me fast.
Well, it was just covered with a little bit of blood.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right. So you get an experience point, and you can rewrite that bond. Aliana.
Vincente is... I now have more fodder to use against Vincente, so he will forever be the butt of my jokes.
It is the bond of he is the butt of my jokes is resolved into he will forever be the butt of my jokes.
All of the jokes.
Do you buy that? Do you buy that, Ben?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Aliana, you get an experience point, and you can rewrite that bond. And Shashina.
Well, to jump on the bandwagon here. Vicente is still puny and foolish, but I'm not sure about the great potential now due to the interaction with the bunny. It kind of killed Shashina's lady boner a little bit.
The bunny killed her lady boner.
Yeah.
All right. Ben, is that okay with you?
Yes.
All right. So you get an experience point, and you can rewrite that bond.
Yeah.
All right. Once bonds have been updated, look at your alignment. If you've filled your alignment at least once this session, mark experience. Shashina.
I'm just going to mark that experience.
Yeah. I'm used to it now, right? It's like the convention of civilization, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Any number. Okay. humanity number. I think probably the one that clinched it for me was the I shoved my face in his, wiped the blood in his mouth, and screamed, "Do you like it?"
Sounds about right.
Outside the pale.
That seemed perfectly obvious course of action right then and there.
Yeah, no,
I wasn't sure if this
sure.
was foreplay or not. That's the only problem.
Apparently not. It wasn't.
It was till you whipped out your bunny.
All right. Aliana, alignment.
I think she's dying.
Okay. We can come back to Misha if we get a chance to not die. Andromeda, what's your alignment?
My drive is to set up and trigger a crazy chain of events. I mean, I don't
Everything
know.
that happened was a result of you opening the portal.
I mean, it's not my fault.
You know, you can only say that so many times.
Isn't that the theme of all of these episodes? Is step one, Andromeda opens a portal?
I mean, sort of.
It's your call. I totally buy it. Because
No,
I think
yeah,
that
you're totally right. Yeah, I opened a portal in a meaning to be helpful, and then, Smiles almost got her legs chopped off, and yeah. Okay.
you got to do a whole fight with the Shadow Monster. All right, so you get experience. Aliana, can you breathe again?
Yes, I performed my art to aid someone else. So
Say that again.
I said I did in fact perform my art to aid someone else.
Totally
So
did. Yes, totally did. You get your experience. What about you, Vin? What was your alignment?
I was evil. I will use magic to cause terror and fear, which I don't think I caused terror or fear.
But you tried.
You tried to be evil.
I will try. That's why I think I probably became neutral at this time.
That unseen servant was so close.
It was a buddy, an evil buddy. A buddy.
It scared Shashina.
That's true. That's true. Graves, what is your alignment?
Graves is still good. Defend those weaker than you, which I did.
You totally did that thing.
You did, in fact.
An experience point.
Right.
And finally, answer these 3 questions as a group. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
that Dark Brotherhood trying to open rifts all over the place.
Also,
What she
you
said.
learned a fun name that you should really say sometime.
No.
How do we even pronounce that?
No.
Try it.
Good
Try it.
question. We
You
don't.
should try it. All right, so everybody gets an experience point. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Just
We squished the buggy crippy
So yes,
It was us all along.
To be fair, though, that monster was not actually that scary. I mean, Graves took it out in one hit. It just took us a long time to actually attack it.
Do the attacking.
I know Brendan kept being like, so there's this thing over there. Nah.
Things to be distracted by.
So are you saying yes, we did, or no, we did not overcome a notable monster or enemy?
I'm gonna say yes, just cause it was sort of notable. We've never seen it before, so in that sense it was notable.
Sure, I buy that. All right, so everybody gets an experience point. And did we loot a memorable treasure?
What was that?
Also, the dagger that's curvy and gross with the bone on it, but I guess far more importantly,
Dagger. We got the hat.
far more
I have a
importantly,
jaunty hat to put on
Your
my
priorities,
jaunty skull.
Everybody gets an
We got a
experience
jaunty
point.
rabbit hanging around.
Yes. So now there's this
dear
little
Lord.
band of hangers-on to the Owlbear Scourge that includes a spider-kobold baby, an invisible rabbit, an orc, maybe a gnome or two who periodically show up.
Oh, don't forget our werebear.
Oh yes, and a werebear.
Oh, the werebear.
Thistle.
Could we
Well, I
play
thought she was a
spin-off?
weird creature in general. She just happened to like bear. She's a druid.
I like her that way.
That is
Kinky.
oh my goodness. Well, thank you everybody for playing.
Thank you very much.
Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Curt, for coming on and being.
Yeah, that was great.
Yes, that was awesome. Vin was wonderful, and yeah, I'm glad that at the end they were able to sort of turn him a little bit so that he would not die
Yeah.
immediately. Although, knowing the Owlbear Scourge, the city is in peril and all might perish soon. So tune in next week for When All Perish. In 2 weeks we will be playing again, and that time Curt will take over GMing, and I will play, and it will be awesome. So please come back for that episode 12. And in the meantime, if you like this, this is, as I said, our 11th episode. So please go ahead and watch any of the others. They've been great fun, and you might get more of a grounding for the ridiculousness of what is going on right now. And you can see such wonders as the destruction of a gnomish city, the theft of a spider-kobold baby, any other major points to call out. So many. Fights with orcs.
I mean, we made a deal with death. That was the thing that happened.
That's right. Dance for death, too.
IRS collecting.
We rescued somebody from getting married to a dead chick.
That is also
Who
true.
they're in doubt to fly out of a window or something.
And still haven't fought a single owlbear.
I blame the GM.
I'm fine at this point. It will be the final fight of the entire series. Will be against an owlbear.
Oh my god.
And we will all die.
If you also like this, please go ahead and subscribe to Indie Plus by clicking the button in that corner. There are lots of other cool videos in addition to Chain World. There are panels, there are exhibition games, there are Indie Plus Presents, and all kinds of fun stuff. So go ahead and subscribe to that for some great content. Thank you everybody for watching, and thank you again everybody for playing. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.